Today's will be a quick one, but a fun one. Understand it is not paramount, but it does give you a solid understanding of how constants are compiled. We're going to look at the difference between a constant string and a read-only string. So for a demonstration, I've got a Visual Studio solution here with two projects. One's a console application and the other one's just a class library. I've called that library specialized library, but it doesn't really matter what it's called. So looking at the class library, I've got a class called invariance, which has got two members, a constant and a static read-only string. And I've given values version 1, constant, and version 1 read-only strings so that when we print them out to console, you'll be able to see the distinction between the two. I will now drop to the command line, change into the directory where the project file is, and do a .NET publish in release mode and output that to the demo directory. Okay, that's built now, and I'll find that on the file system in my demo directory and just run it. And we can see here we've got version 1 constant and version 1 read-only string. Let's now go back to the code and we'll go to the invariance file, and now I'm going to change these to version 2. So both the constant and the read-only string now say version 2. Next step is to change to the directory of the specialized library project file, and we're going to do a release build of that alone. I'm just going to delete the existing DLL from that demo directory because that's where we're going to put the output of this. And now when we run the exe, you can see we've got version 1 for the constant, but we've got version 2 for the read-only string. So just recall, we did a new build for the specialized library, but we didn't recompile it against the exe. Let's now take a look at why that is the case. I'm now going to open up an IL viewer, intermediate language viewer. And what we're going to see is if we take a look at this line here, you can see that when this solution got compiled, that constant actually got written into the IL of the exe assembly, whereas the read-only string, it didn't actually get written into the exe. So that's getting replaced at runtime. And that being the case, it's not going to matter if we drop a new version of the specialized library DLL next to the exe. It's not going to look at the DLL to get that version 1 constant because that's actually been written into the exe. And if you wanted to change that, you would need to actually recompile the specialized library against the exe. And so that pretty much sums up the difference between a constant and a static read-only string.